Over the course of your life, you are going to spend roughly 90,000 hours working. For most of us, that means existing in a state of low-level burnout, waking up to alarms and trading the vast majority of our waking hours for the resources we need to survive. We usually justify this exhaustion through a specific historical narrative, whereas who came after them. The biological reality is striking. These prehistoric humans were taller, their teeth were largely free of cavities, and their bones show few signs of the joint damage associated with repetitive labor. These health and leisure metrics suggest that our common image of the struggling caveman is missing something vital. To find out exactly what that is, we need to reconstruct what a typical 24 hours actually looked like 40,000 years ago. The prehistoric morning did not start with an alarm clock. Humans woke naturally with the sun, following a pattern of biphasic sleep. They slept for a few hours after dark, woke in the middle of the night for socialization, and then slept again until dawn. After eating whatever was left over from the day before, the active workday began. For most members of a group, the tasks of hunting and gathering took only 3 to 5 hours to complete. The tools used required sophisticated engineering. Looking at these prehistoric stone points, you see precise symmetry and razor-thin edges. Producing these isn't random rock smashing. It requires an encyclopedic knowledge of materials, striking angles, and force, a science refined over generations. They used cooperative planning, specialized leverage weapons like the atlatl, and persistence running to exhaust prey. Meanwhile, gathering required a different kind of mastery. A skilled gatherer could read the landscape to identify hundreds of plant species, track weather patterns, and process toxic plants into safe, high-calorie meals. This was a highly organized, part-time application of specialized knowledge. Because they were so efficient, the essential work of survival was usually finished by noon. By early afternoon, the day's calories were secure. With the practical work out of the way, humans entered a long block of social time. Someone found these snail shells, carried them miles inland, and spent hours carefully drilling holes through them. By threading these into a necklace, they were investing their time in an object that exists purely to communicate identity. We see that same surplus of time in the deep caves of Europe. To create these charcoal lions, an artist had to venture underground and spend hours rendering complex anatomy and movement. They carved multi-note flutes out of vulture bones and created games using pebbles and sticks. When human needs are met, our default state is to seek out play, music, and entertainment. As the sun set, the focus pulled inward. Anthropologists note that daytime conversations are mostly practical, but at night, around the fire, over 80% of conversation shifts to storytelling, jokes, and myth-making. Human culture, art, and religion did not emerge as distractions from a harsh environment. They were fueled by the sheer abundance of free time our ancestors possessed. So, if the 15-hour workweek kept us healthy, fed, and culturally rich, why did we leave it behind 10,000 years ago? The agricultural revolution was a trade-off. We figured out how to domesticate plants and animals, generating a massive food surplus. But we accidentally locked ourselves into a cycle of endless labor to maintain it. This chart maps the transition. The blue line shows human populations skyrocketing from surplus grain. But look at the red line. Individual labor required to clear land and plant crops spikes at the exact same moment. Now, average health declines as well. Working harder in dense settlements, our ancestors became shorter, suffered tooth decay and rampant arthritis from repetitive fieldwork. That agricultural surplus led to large settlements, which required administration and social hierarchy. Over centuries, this created land ownership and the concept of mandatory employment, where individuals had to work for someone else just to survive. We sacrificed our biological baseline of health and leisure to fund the explosive, relentless expansion of modern human civilization. Today, you are navigating a high-tech society while operating a 300,000-year-old hunter-gatherer nervous system. When you feel a deep resistance to your morning alarm or a desperate craving for unstructured time with friends, you are not being lazy. You are experiencing an intense evolutionary mismatch. Your brain is actively mourning the loss of the balanced, socially rich environment it was evolved to inhabit. This doesn't mean we should ignore the triumphs of civilization. We have modern medicine, and the internet, and the ability to leave Earth. But looking at our ancestors proves that rest, play, and community are not luxuries we have to earn through endless hustle. They are the fundamental baseline of what it means to be human.